A good day to you. Have you been? I hope you're great. Today we'll still continue on the parable of the rich fool, and we'll be looking specifically about just a few verses. It's in Luke chapter 12, verse 21 downward. So we've seen how the rich man acted arrogantly in pride. Having looked at what he owns, and if we look from the Bible, we could see a similar character in the Bible that was arrogant towards God because of his own possession as well. And it's the famous King Nebuchadnezzar. We'll find it in Daniel chapter 29 downwards, Daniel chapter 4, verse 29. 12 months later, he was taking a walk on the flat roof of the royal palace in Babylon. As he looked out across the city, he said, "Look at this great city of Babylon. By my own mighty power, I have built this beautiful city as my royal residence to display my majestic splendor." And after saying these arrogant words, God actually spoke back in verse 31. "O King Nebuchadnezzar, this message is for you. You are no longer ruler of this kingdom. You will be driven from human society." Verse 32 says, "You will live in the fields with the wild animals, and you will eat grass like a cow. 7 periods of time will pass while you live this way, until you learn that the Most High rules over the kingdoms of the world and gives them to anyone he chooses." And if we read verse 33, it tells us how at that same hour, that same moment, the judgment was fulfilled. Daniel 5:20 says, "But when his heart and mind were puffed up with arrogance, he was brought down from his royal throne and stripped of his glory. He was given the mind of a wild animal, and he lived among the wild donkeys. He ate grass like a cow, and he was drenched with the dew of heaven until he learned that the Most High God rules over all kingdoms of the world and appoints anyone he desires to rule over them." Now we need to acknowledge in our life that God is sovereign. The fact that God is not revealing himself every moment, or for the fact that we can't sense him, doesn't mean that he's not at work. God is behind the scene at work, and he sees everything. The things you and I are able to do, the things you and I are able to acquire, they are all known to God. We used to say something that a strand, a drop of your hair won't fall without God's knowledge. And that's just to tell you how God knows everything. So when a strand of your hair fall from your head, God knows it, and he has counted everything. So we need to be careful the way we live our life and acknowledge God. Even when we are able to acquire anything or do anything, it's as a result of the giving gift, as a result of the blessings which he has given to us. So having seen this similar picture, we see that pride starts from the heart, and it is as easy as ascribing what belongs to God to man. That is, ourselves. Sometimes when we even share testimony, we put away God and share the testimony as if it was our own doing, as if it was man's doing and not God. We tend to show how smart and diligent we are to the cause. This could be pride in the making. Several verses in the Bible tells us of what happens to proud people. Proverbs 16 verse 18 tells us that pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before stumbling. James 4:6 also tells us that, "But he gives a greater grace, therefore." It says, "God is opposed to the proud, but give grace to the humble." We've seen it scripturally that pride is something that is against God, and God doesn't like it. So in the life of this rich fool and Nebuchadnezzar, they were filled with pride, and God called them to judgment. So looking at the definition of a fool, as we've been seeing in Psalms 41, A fool is the one that says in his heart that there is no God. So the moment we start acting as if God is not sovereign, the moment we start pushing God away in our life, we start making decisions on our own, then we are saying out loud that we are a fool. The end of the matter is we need to trust in the Lord, acknowledge His ways, and He will direct our paths. So God bless you and make your decisions well.